Zooming past the underpass from the infamous cyber city of Gurugram, the dark and wide lanes of the underpass lead to our site for the ongoing urban design semester. Welcome to the Golf Course Road. In the following video, the stakeholders or the people who make up the Golf Course Road area are interviewed to understand the daily patterns and routes in this part of the Millennium City. Progressing to the urban stretch from MG Road, one is first met with the posh housing societies and mixed use buildings that stand tall, housing prominent Fortune 500 companies placed along the DLF Golf and Country Club, from which the stretch derives its name. Well, this view is only the tip of the iceberg. As one moves further along the neat main road, they land up in front of the high-end upscale condominiums and societies established by real estate giants such as DLF and the Ansals. Their aim is to provide the utmost luxury that their inhabitants could ask for. These societies are surrounded by well-maintained roads, parks, and public spaces for maintaining user comfort. They have easy access to high-end retail stores that sell multiple kinds of goods and services. The people who reside here belong to well off families. Expats that live here belong to multiple nationalities, most of them belonging to Korean, followed by Japanese and Chinese background. To cater to these audiences, right next to the South Point Mall is a karaoke bar which goes by the name K-pop Bar. On interviewing their managers and waiters, we gathered that they originally came from Nepal to find better living situations here, currently living in the Dani Chowk area of Wazirabad. They usually walk to their place of work in the afternoon as the restaurant opens late in the evening at 7 pm. While living here for more than 5 years, they have encountered many issues which include lack of efficient pedestrian pathways and infrastructure issues such as poor network reception. In a day, thousands of people access this stretch, and among them, the most frequent visitors are food delivery agents, taking up and delivering food orders from the restaurants to the individual's doorstep. Mohammed Umar is one such food delivery agent working for Zomato. Hailing from Meerut in UP, he came to Gurugram 11 years back following a job opportunity as a transport supervisor for Candor, but consorted to becoming a Zomato rider due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. While moving around at the Golf Course Road, he frequently visits localities like DLF Phase 5, Sector 43 and Sun City. He claims that this area is among the best areas to deliver in Gurugram because of easy movement around the area. While traveling towards the other end of the stretch, the rapid metro stations greet one at every 2 to 3 kilometers. These stations are used by people from all walks of life, and hence a few spaces have been rented out as retail stores and carts. Tea King, a tobacco cart placed right in front of the Sector 53-54 station, is owned by Atul Dubey, hailing from Bihar and been established in Gurugram since the last 9 years. The 28-year-old exclaims that the pandemic led to a huge loss in the daily revenue he used to generate. And since the cart is placed right on the road, the seasonal flooding issue that occurs also leads to a decline in his business.
As one approaches Sector 55, moving along the same straight road, they see a plethora of upscale apartments and localities, out of which one is Sun City. A city within a city, this area is majorly occupied by people from stable financial backgrounds and contains all the services that one would require within that gated community. Manalsa Juneja, a consultant turned YouTuber and a resident of Sun City, believes that Gurugram has become one of the most sought after cities in the recent times. Belonging from Delhi, Manalsu was hesitant to move to Gurugram because of the underdevelopment and high crime rates here about 5 years ago. But this perception of his changed when the multiple offices started springing up, leading to the coming up of rapid metro, and this part of the city converted into a relatively safe space for residents. He also feels that there is a lack of open gathering spaces like parks and still feels they're somewhat unsafe, especially during evenings. To understand the space in a much better way, we met Mr. Radhe Krishna, a 63-year-old tea stall owner. He has been living in this part of the golf course road for a total of 20 years and has seen the area being developed into what it is today. He exclaims that over time, the immediately adjacent areas around the golf course road have been beautified and developed. But on the other hand, the secondary and tertiary roads have been kept in an unmaintained state. Mr. Ved Prakash Tiwari has been a resident of Gurugram since a good 14 years and owns a real estate business in Sector 56. Before the pandemic, he was an avid user of the Rapid Metro. He feels that due to the rapid urbanization of the area, the number of open spaces in the city is decreasing and would ultimately lead to formation of a concrete jungle. Just on the outskirts of Sector 55, we see the infamous Banjara Market, which got its name from the Banjara community that came and settled here in the Wazirabad village. The market is made of sellers setting up shop in a secluded service lane along a petrol pump, selling different types of goods ranging from ceramic cups and crockery to living room furniture. On talking to a few sellers, we understood that they obtain the items from Firozabad in UP and sell here at reasonable prices. They live in temporary settlements that have minimum to zero basic necessities, having absolutely no quality of life. Moving to the next part of the golf course road, we observe a lifestyle that is extremely different from what one observes on the formally studied part of the spectrum. Separated from the glitzy and glamorous facade of the stretch are various slums and unmaintained dwellings, hidden away from the eye of the visitor. These housing units make up the areas of Wazirabad and Ghatagaon, housing tens and thousands of people. The people who reside in these areas come from less stable financial backgrounds and are either natives living here since years or belong to different parts of the country, paying monthly rents to attain their daily necessities. The roads are dotted with thelas or carts selling different items such as snacks, fruits, and vegetables, with people lined up to buy them in the narrow streets. Paying attention to these different lifestyles and establishing the issues and problems faced by these people is the objective of this video. The following are interviews of domestic help workers, another group of stakeholders established through thorough site analysis.
हाँ कमल महतो 20 साल से हो 20 साल
1 साल खाना बनाते हैं।
ईस्टर्न में करता हूँ, वेस्टर्न हेड में करता हूँ, विलेंटन में करता हूँ, क्रीज टावर में करता हूँ।
आते हैं आप घर कर
हरिजन कॉलोनी में
यहाँ से काम करके आप अपने घर जाते हैं जो है छतरपुर में।
जी जी
साइकिल से जाता हूँ, टावर के बाहर साइकिल रखता हूँ और फिर अंदर जाता हूँ, लिफ्ट से जाता हूँ।
ऑटो से आते हैं।
शेयर्ड ऑटो से आते हैं।
नहीं, हमारा कोई तकलीफ नहीं आया।
नहीं
Reflecting back, the area comprises of multiple users coming from different backgrounds with different needs. Through this study, we understand their needs and in turn giving them the number one priority. At the end, let's take a look at the stretch from the lens of a Gurugaman bus. A bus that probably covers the stretch at least 25 times a day. What better than this mode of movement that takes you through the entire stretch, right?